Welcome to everybody. Thank you for joining me. Here we go. Okay, guys. There. Ah! What do we have today? What do we have today? Let's go. Take a brief look at where things are today. Oh, still got my music going. Okay, let's take a look. The moon's in Libra. I had to pass over the south node. And little Venus is just almost at an opposition to Jupiter. Not quite, but almost there. Just a few more degrees to go. And what is she up to today? Yeah, she's squaring over to Pluto. So structures, things about structures. And I mean, it could be a mutual reception. I mean, Pluto likes Libra or likes Scorpio. It's a ruler of Scorpio. So, and she doesn't mind being in Capricorn, actually. She likes the way it's structured and everything. She knows what's up. It's not all over the place. And that the sun has gone past Mars. So the breakup of that, I was going to say the collision, the calamity of it all. And yeah, Neptune's going forward. Yeah. As Neptune's on its way going forward. It is making a square over to the sun. So yeah, it's just could be a little bit washy, a little bit all over the place kind of thing. So, but yeah, so welcome everybody. I know I'm a wee bit late today, but hey, I'm here and just wanted to talk about a few things. Yeah, come on, pull up a chair, grab a coffee. Wrote some notes here. Started writing notes at 9:15 this morning. It's now 11:15. 2 hours of writing notes this morning, and it was all about the resistance of the dark, to seek kindling of light, and to contemplate and do something about it. And this is where working with the light and working with this energy, it is so more prevalent now than it ever has been. And to contemplate and do something. Christmas, I have to say, if you don't know it, it is my favorite time of year. And when I noticed this year is that a lot of people were putting up their Christmas stuff early, really wanting to bring that light in and wanting the optimism more than ever. And the lighting of the fires in winter, the dark early night, the longest nights of the year, to start the fire. There's something about having a fire going. YouTube puts up on their, the fire log, and people have it in their background going all the time, or they're working on their computer and they have the fire. So there's something about fire, the glow of the fire. It defies the darkness, right? And to celebrate and the power of the light. When I turn off all my lights, and I still have my twinkle lights all going here, I have less lights up this year than I did last year. But to have these lights up there glowing, there's something to it. And bringing that warmth to what you are wanting to do, warmth in the face of the cold, to be human, the defense of the darkness and the death. That's what the light is. And now contrast who we are and who we want to be, and what the bad want to put upon us. And Christmas can be the most powerful time of the year. With the trouble in the world, waging wars, aligning freedom, seeking to take more and more control of every aspect of our life is literally anti-human. And being anti-human is anti-life itself. That is the enemy, that who protests to be anti-human. Christmas, however, cynical, as cynical you are, I would say the best kind of Christmas, the most, whole soul, whole spiritual kind of Christmas is the light. And that's what Christmas is. It's the promise of so much that celebrates the best of what it is, simply to be human and alive. The season, other simplest, is to get together with loved ones. It's about defying the dark of being together. It's about defying the cold by being together. That's what this energy is, and that's what the light is, and that's what Christmas season is. It's about sharing food. You know, the festival of light, Christmas, it's a time of feast. And if you can, sharing the best foods available. But it is also simply, it's roasted, it's roasted meats. It's having beautiful desserts and the chocolate and all of those yummy goodness, and get right down to it. And it's about lights. It's about the promise of the most optimistic and hopeful gift there is and never could be, which is about the birth of a child. Christmas is always worth remembering that, for Christmas is the birth of Jesus. That's what Christmas is, Christ Mass. It is worth stating that, and I don't make any qualifications for it. That's what Christmas and for Christmas, and it's the story of a special child. But the stay of a child predates Christianity. The energy of this child coming in predates it. And I mean, there's various, like there was a Roman poet, Virgil, who died decades before the birth of Christ. He wrote about the birth of a boy who will bring a golden age to the world, and on it which wickedness would be taken away, and the earth will be freed from fear. And he also, within the poem, the child will receive the life of gods and reign over a world of peace, or a world at peace. Scholars say in the work in the decades before the birth of Christ is always there is a book. There's also the book of Isaiah, 700 years, the Old Testament, let's say before Christ, by the Jewish prophet. That says Christians, believe the Virgil was predicting Jesus Christ. There's a school of thought that even before Christianity, Virgil was a prototype pre-Christian per se, who would see who was predicting the birth of Jesus Christ as well. And it reads in the King James version of the Bible, "You get, for unto us a child is born, and unto us a son is given, and government shall be upon his shoulders, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, and the Everlasting." This is the energy of what Christmas is. And in us, in for us, bringing and delivering this beautiful age and bringing in this beautiful light. This is where, with naive and thoughtless of me not to, point out the glaring obvious, which is that badness are working the clock to make it impossible. And this is why it's so important for us to bring in the light, to light the tree, to bring in to gather with family. We've been through where they didn't want us to gather in family. They want to separate. But this is where we have to come together more so than ever before. Coming together in the light is so, so important. Right? And for more and more people to enjoy something as Christmas, it would be remissive of me not to acknowledge that the hardships that so many, not only North Americans will be going, Canada and the United States, but that of the EU. Christianity is plainly anthem to the globalist cult. And they don't want to hear about it. They don't want to hear about the light. They don't want to hear about some child that came and, wanted to bring peace on earth. They don't want to hear that, right? My kids are texting like crazy, so sorry about that. So this is where the globalist cult, they want, this is where the death, they want death to that of being human. We know who they are, the WHO or the WEF and the rest of them. Everything around Christmas is a sort of a thorn on their side. They don't want it. They don't want to see it. Therefore, in their sight, something else that has to be dismantled and swept away. They want to take it away. They want to dismantle it in so many ways. They don't want the light. They don't want you to celebrate Christmas. They don't want you to get out there. They want to take it away as much as they can, right? So this is an anti, where it's coming in, and this sweep or this dismantlement of it is anti-child in ways I don't even like to contemplate. It's anti-birth, anti-fertility, anti-procreation. They don't want you. I mean, you think about everything that they were trying to say over the last few years about not coming together, not connecting with one another. So that the idea of celebrating the birth of a child, any child, let alone a child dedicated to peace, is more of a thorn for them. The same baddies are the war on food, of course. That it is easy to imagine globalist fantasies of a meat-free Christmas dinner, of insects and tofu, and God knows it's lab-grown horrors. Place of everything traditional. They are at war on the soul of the fires, on taking of the fires, of log burners, of coal. They want to get rid of coal. They want to get rid of the log burners. God forbid, if you have a fire pit in your backyard, they probably want to get rid of that as well. This is where there's a war to dismantle the light and take away that light. And gathering around an air source heat pump just doesn't count. It's not, I can't see any Christmas carols being written about, oh, jolly old heat pump, keep us warm, whatever. This is a deliberate, this is an emancipation of more and more people. Cost of living crisis is a manufactured, and it's deliberate. And people don't want to hear that. They don't want to, they don't want to think that the baddies want to do this. The increasing possibilities of keeping houses warm, manufactured and deliberate, and know whatever it takes to get it back, from blowing up the Nord Stream pipeline. Like, you think about it, it's like they're wanting to do things. They do it deliberately right in front of our faces. And then, of course, you're not supposed to talk about it. You're not supposed to say anything. It's like, well, why did they do it? Well, of course, look at poor Germany right now and the rest of the EU. This is like a deliberate act to stop the light, and therefore to rely on the warmth and the light, and all towards of how many people, will be struggling. Not only in the EU, not only in the UK or Ireland, prayers out to Ireland, or to that of North America. Look at, Lahaina is still having issues. And this is where, for our tables, this is where we are going to be, contemplating, where many are contemplating, do I buy gifts? I'd be fully blind if I didn't acknowledge the horror and the misery for millions. But right now, this moment, in the so-called Holy Land from which Christianity derives, from the first place, it is a place of death and suffering. Children without parents and parents without children. I know all of you and more besides. And this is why this year of all years, it matters more to defy the darkness, the very thought of darkness in every way you can. There's a line etched in defiance in the walls of a basement by someone hiding from the Nazis in World War II. It reads, I believe in the sun even when I cannot see it. I believe in love even when I do not feel it. I believe in God even when he is silent. In all circumstances, it is vital to remember the light and to remember the warmth is real. The light is real. Light is warmth. They can't take that away. It is the truth. Whether you can see or feel either, and we are set upon anti-human movements, in fact, we can resist and do and resist in many ways, in fundamental ways, by keeping the light lit and the fires warm. That is so important. Wherever possible, and sharing be with others. So this is an important time. Go out and visit the lights in your town. Encourage others to light the Christmas tree. Have community events, gather friends. If you have an outdoor pit, wouldn't it be cool to do an outdoor barbecue? I know we usually have the barbecues during the summer season, but to have an outdoor barbecue and just have hamburgers and hot dogs and chicken legs, uh, bringing that feasting, bringing that roasting, that's part of it, right? You put the roasting animal, meat over the fire. This is where so much is trying to take away from us, but the light is real. I heard today when on one of my bloggers that I follow, the increase of people using cash. And now banks are saying, "Well, we can't just get rid of cash." And what they're trying, because the thing is that the smarties who are, the baddies are wanting to, they don't understand that. So now they're changing their narrative and saying, "Those poor people, they just don't understand how it works, so we might just have to keep the cash." No, we understand totally what it means and how important it is. That's all part of keeping the light. Someone asked me like, "Oh my god, if we do this, what about giving donations?" And I was just like, it'll work out. It'll work out. There'll be ways." And there is. It's these are different ways that we can help and support local, your local shops, right? Instead of ordering off Amazon, go to thrift shops, right? These are just these simple things are going to create such a ripple in the pond. There is so much about bringing the light, and there's so much about allowing ourselves to shine our light even more. It's going to be more important this year than any other year for us to shine our light and to continue that light going, because we will be needing that force that we are planting at this time to carry us through the next year, in order for us to be able to be that symbol, that symbolism of what it is. As I said, it is a time of a birth. What more is a beautiful child? What hope is there when you hold your child, right? A young, innocent, beautiful baby, and you believe and you have all the hopes and dreams for that child. And that's what that child is. And this one, which again, it's funny, like 2,000 years later, how fearful they are of a child. How fearful are they of peace and the talk of peace? Amazing, isn't it? It's amazing when you say, "No, I want peace. I'm not choosing a side." How people get so angry. You know? I had somebody, like, "Oh, that you shouldn't have posted that. That was wrong," whatever it was. A lot of things I shouldn't post. But anyways, and I said, "I just want peace. This is a fact. This is a fact, right? This is a fact of wanting to bring love and joy into the world." And this, out of so many celebrations that we have of bringing that light back in, is so, so important, right? And as we do it each and every single day, I encourage you to light candles. I encourage you to stock up on candles. I'm encouraging you to do the things that you need to do, because that's going to take us through next year. Right now, in Britain, they have a warning. They're starting to do a warning to stock up on candles, to stock up on transistor radios. If you don't know what a transistor radio, it's an AM FM radio run by batteries. Stock up on batteries, right? These are things that they're going to come in handy. Whether it's a bad snowstorm and everything goes down, at least you can turn on the radio and hear something, hopefully. This is, light a candle. Take the lights off at night and just have your twinkle lights and candles going. Oh, it's so nice. It just gives you such a beautiful feeling. Allow yourself to embrace. Out of when you look at so much that is happening in the world and wanting to bring in peace, the one thing, and I'm not that well versed, but, and I might get myself in trouble for saying this, it's where Jesus came in to be the peace on earth, goodwill to men. I am the peace. I am the light. I am the way. You don't hear others say that, other gods or, saying that so much, of saying that, no, we're here for peace. We're here. It's like we're here to allow and be with everybody. We're not here to be and degrade anybody in this world. We're here to come because we're all brothers and sisters. And in saying that, you are stepping into light. You're stepping into light. Whether you agree with that person or not, or that God or not, however you define him. But this is where it's like, yeah, this Christmas, and I've said in my other blogs that this is what they are trying to dismantle, the baddies. Because what better way? What better way? And today's Hanukkah, the Festival of Lights. We just had Diwali, which was another Festival of Lights. So much of this is telling us there's a festival, there's this light. We want to bring in this light and how important it is. And you notice that these festivals of light are coming in when it's the dark of night, when it's, the darkness comes so quickly. The Yule, depending on your pagan tradition, usually the Yule is the first full moon, which would be, I think the full moon this year's, the first full moon is December 26th, after the winter solstice is when you celebrate the Yule. That traditionally, that's going back to Nordic Viking traditions, where Wiccan brought it in that you celebrate it on December 21st. But the actual light, because if you look astrologically or astrology, that the sun doesn't start to peak or start to rise until 4 days after the solstice. So it sort of lays sort of like this, and then the sun starts increasing into the sky, which is December 25th. So hence the reason why Christmas, the lighting of lights, is so important, and even those who don't per se believe in Christmas or that, but they believe in that feeling. They believe in that light. They believe in that warmth because it's truth. It's the truth. And you can't deny it. But as much as the baddies want us to defy it, the anti-humans who don't want you to be human, who don't want you to connect, the best way you can with anything is connect. Go out and meet a friend for a cup of cocoa. Go out and tour your town and look at the lights. Go out and maybe even have a family early barbecue, or do like on December 23rd, I'm having, we're doing a Yuletide celebration. So we're doing a Yuletide potluck. So I'm having a potluck supper here at my house. My house isn't big, but you know what? We'll make it do. That's the way it works. And, we'll have a ham, we'll have some mashed potatoes, we'll have something else. This is what it's all about. And bringing in that gathering, and then other people bringing us salad and desserts and everything else. That's, allowing ourselves to share in the community. And the more you share and the more you build within the community, the stronger it is. Because that's not what they want. It's, we are the resistance by wanting the light. We are the resistance that won't eat insects and tofu or wine. Yes, wine. We are the resistance that doesn't want lab grown whatever the freak it is. That's what the resistance is. The resistance wants to bring forth that light, wants to bring forth the peace on earth, goodwill to men. So I'll pull a card. We'll do the angel tarot cards today. And pull a card. Pull a card. For my Advent, because I woke up not feeling too hot this morning, and Matthias stayed over last night. So, as I cough here. I'm going to say make me an offer for a reading, but it has to be a reasonable offer. If it's not a reasonable offer, I'm sorry, I'm not going to accept it. But you can make me an offer, or make me an offer for my, I do have the lunar readings coming up for Sunday. So Sunday, the new moon readings will be going out. If you're wanting a new moon reading, make me an offer. And because they usually go for $40. So they usually go for 40. You can make me an offer. And they'll be limited because I already have a few that I'm doing. But yeah, if you're wanting a lunar reading, I quite enjoy doing the lunar readings. They're quite interesting. It's quite interesting when I'm doing those lunar readings because sometimes I could just like, because I have, even though I have all the information, I write it out and stuff. Anyways, some days I could just go right through it. Other days I could feel, oh my God, this is like so, like it's almost like I want to fall asleep right where I am because the energies are so heavy. So I know this full moon is just going to be absolutely fabulous. It's a good new moon. It really is. It has some really nice positive aspects for creating. So oh, okay. So card that jumped out was Balance, Archangel Zadkiel. I love Archangel Zadkiel. If you can look up his signal, his sigil, I should say sigil, signal, sigil, you can find his sigil online. That would be beautiful for if you are wanting to create prosperity and abundance. Archangel Zadkiel, he wants to bring forth that balance, that creativity for you. He brings in that timing when it should be. Now, when you work with Zadkiel is for all, like he's for all. So if you are wanting to create something, create balance, or create profitability, with that profitability, it has to be in a balance. That means it's not just like, I want to create profitability and I'm shoving it in my back pocket, but it's where he wants you when you use this sigil, it's where you create the sigil and you ask for what you want and you put it up and you can put a candle and stuff on there and asking for him to bring forth what it is that you are wanting to, and how that is going to not only benefit you, but benefit your family, benefit those around you. What does that look like and feel like? So Zadkiel, as he comes in, he really wants to bring that forth for us all. And as we do it, we get the Page of Waters. A Page of Waters is, it's young, it's youthful, it's emotional. So there's a lot of emotion that's coming up right now, a lot of emotion that is really, entering into our life, but it's also a time of heightened psychic ability. So it's coming in and really allowing yourself to really trust who you are, trust those emotions and the psychic energy that's coming through you. And you might be feeling quite a sensation within your third eye and your throat chakra. See, right now my throat chakra is a little bit, I know, a little bit sore today. I can so when you can sort of feel something coming on, but I know it's where you really have to trust in your voice and what you're saying, right? And trusting in that. And with the Page comes in, he's love, he's suave. He wants to let you know that there's more people, more that's coming in for you. So trust in that, because it's a new phase. It's a new phase that's beginning. There's beautiful energy that's coming in. He's that I just get like he's just jumping all over the place. You may see him in the traditional tarot where he's holding the chalice and the little fish is coming out. The fish is fertility. So it's bringing in that fertility, bringing in that abundance for you. And so allowing for that. And that, with it all and with Neptune going forward, right? That could be a very overwhelming sensation. It could be, bringing in becoming very sensitive to the energies. So we're going to go back to Archangel Zadkiel, ask him to watch over us and guide us so that we can feel the balance in our life. All right. Then we have the Five of Waters. We had that the other day. So the Five of Waters comes in because it's like you might be like, blah, going crazy and everything. But the Five of Waters is saying you got to turn around because there are opportunities that are there. Don't be crying over the spilt milk. Don't be crying over the things that you are, that have fallen over, that aren't working. Right. And sometimes it's like, well, I want to make it work. I want to make it work. Well, Pluto at the end of Capricorn, if it ain't working now, it ain't going to work later. As much as it's like beating a dead horse, it ain't going to get up and take you to the next destination. So you got to look at another means to get to your next destination. This is where you're not seeing the positive because you might be oversensitive to the energies that are coming in and feeling the oversensation that it is. So we go back to Archangel Zadkiel to want to bring you that balance, to have you feel that, yes, I'm coming into alignment. So get on your meditation pillow and chill out for a while. All right. So sending you guys out so much love. Thank you for joining me today. And may the Lord and Lady watch over and bless you. Lots of things that I'm offering. We have the meditations in January for $20. We have the lunar readings that are coming up. We have I found a coloring book. So if anybody's interested in a coloring book, I just have to upload it and tweak it a bit. But I found a Yuletide coloring book that I created. And if you're interested in it, I'll just send it your way. And you can let me know what you think. So, and then it's a PDF. You can print it off and however you want to do it. So have a blessed one, everybody. We'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye. Ooh, need the music. Cue the music. Cue the music, Mateus. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.